Thank you for everyone for coming. We have some new faces, so that is really nice to see. Well, new faces, right? I can't see people, but if I could see you, it would be new faces. But if you're, there's no need to, throw on your camera if you're trying to save bandwidth and everything. Yay, Sarah's here. Virgil's here. I got Mike. We have our friends from the Forest Service. I saw them pop on. So that's Barbara McGinnis and Susan Cox are here. If you look at the participant list, we got Peter Falcon. I know Allison Liebner is on the phone, so that's great to have her here as well. I see Tracy's here. I feel like this is, on Romper Room, right? You had the mirror. Did anybody else see that? Am I dating myself?
Yes, I was on it in the Boston area.
And she has the little mirror and she's like, and there's John and Mary. And that's what I feel like right now. And I see Gary and Janet and Tracy and Amy's here. So it's really great to see all of you. And I saw Roger Rose, he's from Arkansas. And so I see him in the waiting room. It says he's joining. So it's really great to see all of you on Friday again. I did some rearrangement of our Padlet. I took the one that we did last week and I made different categories for it. So if you want to look at that, that is this link. So I'll just put that in here. Everyone in the meeting. Okay, there we go. So here's the Padlet that we're gonna work from today, and we'll do breakout rooms again. So I hope that worked for everybody last time. I think it was much more effective to have people in breakout rooms so people could have smaller groups to share. So we'll do that again. And I just keep thinking about what we're gonna do with this eventually. And I think that that's the next thing we'll handle is, okay, now that we have some of these ideas, what can we do? Hopefully we can get to some of that by the end of today. And also just to remind everybody right now, we do have, it's time to do project review. If everyone saw that we have that email that went out a couple days ago. It's one of those things where, what day is it? Today is Friday. So you got the email about project review. If you can participate, that would be great. If you can recruit some professionals in your area to participate, that would be great as well. So that was my quick reminder. And I'm just gonna share this. Okay, so here is the, oh, sounds like we got some background for some, sounds kind of like music. They're keeping the beat, whoever you are. Okay, Virgil, that was you. Somehow we had some drums going on or something in the background. Okay, I muted you, Virgil, but I'll unmute you later. So, unless you can figure out what's going on, maybe. So here's the water cooler that I switched around. I changed it to assets because I thought we had some things that were clearly in our discussion, a start of, here are the assets to Globe. We never really got to challenges. So it would be great if we did talk about some of those challenges that we might have retooling Globe. And then there's this column here with 3 buckets, and these were ones that I couldn't really classify them without more information. So the rest of them I was able to put into 3 different columns with outreach, meaning who should we outreach to that maybe we haven't reached before. Outreach what, these were more some of the organizations. So I kind of wanted to think about that. Are there more organizations that we really want to have in general, like a broad outreach to? And then we had some mechanisms. And this is where it got really interesting. There were some good ideas in here that we didn't have time to share. So I tried to reclassify them or combine them. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna divide today up to just a couple breakout sessions. And the first breakout session I wanted to do was to see if we can talk about some of the more, some of the assets of Globe that maybe we haven't thought of. Like, what about the website is really compelling that you think, okay, this is buried on our website, it would be a great thing to share? And then what are some challenges that we have to kind of retool Globe? So that's the first one. And while you're in your breakout groups, if anybody could expand on the unclassified and like put them in the correct place. So just a reminder, everyone should be able to edit this. And all you do is kind of toss them over. So if these were challenges, you can just toss them over. So if people could kind of think about where they should go, that would be great. What's that?
I think you just yanked us back.
I know. You know what? I forgot to change that setting. Sorry about that.
It was just getting good.
I know. I'm so sorry. Well, you're going to go back in those rooms anyway.
Like
But when I did trivia, I needed, you know, to shorten it. And so then it just, it kept the same thing. So I do apologize. I'm going to send you right back though. Let's see. So it looked like things were happening here. Oh, look at that. Larissa, Peter, and Marcy were going to say something about some challenges. So I was watching what was happening though, and it looked pretty good, at least what was happening, wouldn't you say? There's a lot of discussion here about equity, access to technology, the differing safety regulations and restrictions. Then we have, you know, a lot about different pieces that we could potentially highlight. So that's good as well. Does somebody from breakout room number 1 kind of want to summarize anything that they were thinking about? So that's Amy, Kevin, Kristen, and Susan. Did anything come up that you think we should add in or discuss? Or
so the ones we put up there were the talking about the complexity of the website and some of the things that can be hard to find, some of the really good resources that Globe has, and kind of have to dig into a lot. And that's what we were talking about kind of at the end. The one we talked about before was the I guess we talked about sort of 3 things that we put up: the technology and access, just the fact that different school districts are using different platforms, and that can be kind of challenging to navigate. And then the safety regulations, those were the ones that we put up under challenges. I think we mostly talked about challenges actually.
okay.
But I think, yeah.
Okay, Dave, Mike, and Sarah, do you have anything that you wanted to add or expand on that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I was showing our group the kind of proposed user dashboard design for Globe that I think will help answer a lot of these questions that people have for using the website. I can give you the 20-second overview if you want me to share my screen real quick and show you.
Sure. Let's
So this is in active development, just so that you guys know. So this is what's called a wireframe view of the future dashboard. This is not the graphical design that it will be. I'll show you an example real quick. This is more something like what it'll be. It'll be very colorful, maybe a map view of your data sites, that kind of thing. These will be pop-up windows, so they'll get bigger so that you can use them. And plus everything will be rearrangeable. You can drag and design them as you want. But the content, as far as what's going to be in there, so when you log in, you'll see your dashboard. It'll have your announcements, your account profile stuff, so any organizations that you're involved with, events, your profile information. You can update that. Your data organizations, communities that you're part of. And then one thing, I'll show you these real quick too, the data. So this one probably will be up top with a map of your sites. As a teacher, you can log in and quickly see what sites and then what recent observations you've collected. But this one is the one I think you guys were talking about, and Mike and I were talking about that too, is that how hard it is to find materials on the Globe website that are specific to your grade level, your standards and that. So there'll be a link in here to go to an improved search tool. And this will be pre-populated with the details of your profile, your user account when you first set it up, so that when you do that search, then you'll get resources that are specific to your grade band and your standards. And plus you can add a list of your favorites here, quick links to your protocols. There'll be a section for your student accounts and your student research reports, where you can search through them, view all the reports, see where they've been presented, what date. And then the bottom stuff will be more about your account maintenance kind of stuff, your certifications. This collaboration tab will probably be up a little higher. So this will be schools that you've partnered with in the past, where you can search for them in a map view, and then quick links to those contacts for each of those schools, a filter mechanism, and then a quick way to find a new collaborator if you're interested in partnering with someone else. And then your blog area here. We're also looking at adding a separate section for NASA connections. So any NASA resources like My NASA Data, that kind of thing, will be added in there to provide an easier connection between Globe and NASA. So that's the quick view of what we're looking at creating. So it's in development as we speak. Thumbs up.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I make a plea that, you said people will be able to move the boxes around?
Yeah.
Can there for sure be a button that puts them all back to like standard? Because as a trainer, what happens is as soon as you have new teachers, they drag everything around, and then you're trying to tell them about, and they're like, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have that.
That is a
So,
brilliant idea, and I will add that to the list.
That would be helpful.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, there will be default views. So you set up an account as a teacher, there'll be a default view, kind of like the one I described. But if you're also like an admin or a partner, there'll be a different default view for you. Citizen scientist will be a different default view. Yeah. But yeah, a restore to default view, definitely.
Yeah, you've been working on that for a while, Sarah. I remember talking to you at one of the annual meetings at some point some time ago. I had kind of forgotten about it, but I know you've been working on this for a bit.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of behind the scenes work going into something like this, but it's getting there.
All right. Oh, okay. So the next thing is, oh, I gotta share my screen again, right? Thank you, Sarah.
Yep, sure.
Okay, somebody needs to take care of this unclassified stuff. Can't move, but it is an asset. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna move that. I'll move it. Okay, let's see. Amy, do you wanna, where do you think this one should go? Intermediate unit in Pennsylvania as a helpful resource. Is that,
I was just getting ready to go to outreach. Like that's like somewhere to send, like to get the information out to teachers. I was, yeah, sorry, I was trying to move it.
okay, so maybe I can only be, maybe I can move things.
I don't think I clicked it.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't think I was trying to figure out where to click to move it. I think that was my problem.
Okay. And Larissa, where does this go? Is that a mechanism? Is that like a...
Yeah, it's probably a mechanism, but it just has also connotation to what is happening now, because as we all diving in deeper and deeper into online format, whatever it is that we do, teachers need a little bit more background information how it will affect their teaching. So some sort of yeah, you can add it into the, we can continue that discussion. You can add it into the mechanism.
Well, let's put it into a challenge.
It might be a challenge, yeah.
Because that to me sounds like we need to figure out, right? That's kind of a challenge of, okay, we're in this situation, so let's assess it.
Yeah, thank you.
If somebody disagrees with me, then go ahead and tell me in the chat. Okay, so the next 2 or 3 columns here are outreach, who and what, and then mechanisms. And we have about, well, it's 3:42, so we don't have much time to kind of do a lot of discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to definitely pay attention to the outreach, who and what, but I'm really interested also in the mechanisms. So in this column, we have these mini builds, we have badges, looking at education standards, Google Classroom, e-training, and then we have one called From David. So, but really this one could be, let's see, this is more, it's not really just from David. There's some other things on here. And this is about observations and maybe some IOPs or some other projects here. And then we just have some other ideas down here. So I think this is really kind of getting at, okay, what could we do? How could we really elevate Globe to a different place, or recombine things? And I think that that's what we eventually want to go to. So I'm going to do the 10 minutes. I did extend it so you're not ripped back in 15 seconds. It'll be a minute. You'll have a minute to finish your thoughts. But if you could spend some time more on the mechanisms and then a little bit of time on outreach, who and what. Okay, so it looks like you did some work here. There were people definitely putting in some of these ideas. I have to say that for 1 second, I got a little bit nervous because I was watching as the Padlet was being updated and it was under mechanisms. And it was YOU in big capital letters. And I was thinking, wait a minute, not me. No, not me. And then it turned into YouTube. So it was fine. But for a minute, I was thinking somebody better be editing right now. Because it's, okay. So it looks like there's some ideas here. It is 1 minute to 4. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave it so that we can end on time and people are interested in coming back, because, you know, if you run over, people might not be interested in coming back. So I just want to say it was really nice. We had a whole bunch of people here, and I really enjoy spending my Fridays with you. Every single one of you in an official or unofficial capacity, however that works out. If you have any other comments, please email me and let me know. If you have any suggestions for better ways to run this meeting and these ideas, that would be great as well. I'm going to give you an assignment. So before, it is 4 o'clock, I'm gonna give your assignment before 4:01. And your assignment is, on the Padlet, there's a way to rate things. So if you could just rate them in terms of, if you think, really it's a rating from 1 to 5. So I want you to rate the ones that you think are the most important, the ones that we really need to kind of, these are the biggest challenges, these are the most important ideas, so these are what you think we should focus on. Give those a 5, okay? And then you can use your ratings in any other way from 0 to 5 from there. All right, so 5 are the most important, the biggest challenges, the things we really have to center on in order to make everything work.